First, though, new legislation on the books tonight in New York State aiming to prevent possible hate crimes. It comes in the wake of that mass shooting at an LGBTQ bar in Colorado and an alleged anti-Semitic attack that was stopped in the city. Joe Arena joining us now with more on this new bill. Joe.
Yeah, Doug, and Governor Hochul signed two pieces of legislation today in support of hate crime prevention and education efforts. And this comes just days after members of the LGBTQ community were targeted. But some say it wasn't enough.
Domestic violent extremism is the greatest threat to Homeland Security because it eats away at who we are. It normalizes behavior that's unacceptable.
Tough talk today from Governor Kathy Hochul, announcing new legislation to protect people and groups targeted by hate.
And this is when we say no, no more.
The first piece of the governor's legislation would require people convicted of a hate crime to undergo mandatory training or counseling and hate crime prevention and education. This is in addition to other penalties. But is that enough? New York LGBT Network president and founder Dr. David Kilmnick says the governor's announcement was a step in the right direction, but
having a mandated training after the fact, though, I think is something we need to take a look at. It's almost like thoughts and prayers, and we've had enough of that. So we need a little bit more. We need a little bit more action.
And with recent tragedies like the deadly shooting in Colorado Springs at an LGBTQ nightclub, and the one that could have happened, but it ended in the arrest of two in connection to online threats to attack a New York City synagogue, David says stronger laws need to be on the books.
I would have been happier today if it was announced that hate crime laws are going to be strengthened, and that people who commit hate crimes are going to be kept behind bars and kept in jail a long time.
And as for the governor's second piece of legislation, which would be to establish a statewide campaign for the inclusion and tolerance and understanding of diversity, well, that's something David says is vital, but can't work if things stay this divided.
So we need to step up those efforts to be able to have the education, the appropriate age education, in talking about all different communities, in talking about all different families, in talking about all different races and all different people.
And while state police is also increasing protection for communities at risk of hate crimes, David tells us that his network is working very close with both county executives on Long Island and both police commissioners to make sure all LGBT network locations are safe, and also they're working to identify other places that could be targeted. Doug?